Pumapunku. 45 miles southwest of La Paz in Bolivia, South America, isolated high in the Andes Mountains, lie the mysterious ancient ruins of Pumapunku. The massive, precisely cut stone blocks found here are among the largest in the world, weighing more than 100 tons each. Strewn across the plateau like abandoned toys of some giants, the stone ruins form part of a temple complex. To this day, researchers and scientists are baffled as to what this place was, who built it, what the purpose of this structure was, how the massive stones were created, and how were they brought to this site nearly 13,000 feet above sea level. Initially, historians believed that the creators of Pumapunku built it sometime between 536–600 AD. But after studying the structures for multiple years and examining its archaeoastronomy, archaeologist Arthur Poznansky came up with a theory in 1945 that shook the archaeological community. Proposing what he believed to be the original alignment of the stones with the stars, he dated these ruins as far back as 15,000 BC. If this timeline is correct, the construction of these stones becomes a subject of tremendous wonder. The granite blocks have been cut at remarkably accurate right angles and point towards the use of some advanced precision technology. Adding to the marvel, not only do the blocks have precise corners, they also consist of perfectly circular drill holes that go right through the rock. Moreover, the stones, many of which are of exact same shape and size, like the H blocks of these ruins, paint a picture of an assembly line of stone production. It's like a Lego system of interconnected blocks, and that is unique on this earth. Many of the stone blocks were prefabricated, and prefabricated means planning and writing. Clearly, these stones were the work of a highly intelligent species. How could a people living tens of thousands of years ago build such precise stonework? According to researcher Hugh Newman, upon close inspection, the intricate stonework presents an image of flawless cutting, as if they were cut with modern machine tools using lasers. It's absolutely incredible. I've seen nothing like it anywhere on the planet. Do these facts lend credence to ancient astronaut theories that these stones were built with the help of an alien technology? What compounds the mystery further is that at the height of nearly 13,000 feet, Pumapunku is above the natural tree line. This means that no trees grow within the area, therefore they couldn't have used wooden rollers to move the rocks. And if that wasn't enough, the stones are also said to be magnetic. Evidence that something extraordinary happened at Pumapunku is in front of our very eyes, though with little explanation. Mount Nemrut. As you ascend the rugged terrain of Mount Nemrut, you are greeted by giant stone statues, standing guard over the ancient kingdom of Commagene. Who built these colossal monuments? What secrets do they hold within their stone gaze? Built over 2,000 years ago, these statues are believed to guard the resting place of King Antiochus I Theos of Commagene. King Antiochus, who reigned from 70 BC to 36 BC, was a unique character with a fascinating lineage. He boasted ancestry combining Greek conqueror Alexander the Great through his mother and Persian King Darius the Great through his father, symbolizing a blend of Western and Eastern heritage. However, what truly set him apart was his excessive pride and ego. He claimed a special connection with the gods, and based on his lineage, established a royal cult based on a Greek version of Zoroastrianism, aiming to be worshipped as a deity after his death. To this end, Antiochus built a grand religious sanctuary on Mount Nemrut, a 7,000-foot-high mountain where people could worship him. He aimed for the sanctuary to be elevated and sacred, near the gods to elevate his status and visible across the kingdom to ensure his remembrance. Also, he ordered this tomb to be flanked by monumental statues measuring around 30 feet high. These statues depicted himself, 2 eagles, 2 lions, and a variety of gods from both Greek and Persian cultures lining both the eastern and western terraces of the site. The gods included Heracles, Ares, Zeus, Oromazdes, Mithras, Helios, and Hermes. An inscription on the site describes the peak as a sacred burial site where Antiochus, the revered god-king, would be interred, and his spirit would unite with other deities in the celestial realm. Originally, these statues were enthroned and had their names inscribed upon them, but at some point, their heads were removed and scattered across the site. Why were the heads removed and scattered is not known, and adds another layer to the mystery of this place. Antiochus was also said to be deeply interested in astrology. Along the western terrace, There is a large slab that depicts a lion with an arrangement of stars and planets. These have been identified as Jupiter, Mercury, and Mars. It may be a star chart of astronomy that could have been visible on the 7th of July 62 BC, which is likely the monument's construction date. Similar is the case with the positioning of the statues. The alignment of the statues with the solstices and equinoxes suggests a deep astronomical knowledge possessed by the ancients. The sunrise and sunset rituals performed here are said to have connected the earthly realm with the heavens above. What we know so far of this site, though, is just the tip of the iceberg. At the summit, the colossal statues stand sentinel, their gaze fixed upon the horizon, guarding the secrets of Mount Nemrut through the ages. Some believe that hidden chambers lie buried beneath the statues, filled with untold treasures waiting to be discovered. Adding to its mystery is the fact that despite being Antiochus's tomb, his remains still haven't been discovered at the site. Borobudur Temple. Nestled on the island of Java, on an elevated area between two volcanoes, lies a marvel of ancient architecture veiled in mystery, the Borobudur Temple. It has been estimated that Borobudur was a building project on such a massive scale that it took many generations to complete the structure. Some reports put the duration of its construction to 100 years. Shockingly, though, there is no written record of who built it, when it was built, or its intended purpose. For a monument so grand both in its scale and intention, wouldn't it be natural for its builder to claim credit? Borobudur is the world's largest Buddhist temple and acknowledged as one of the greatest monuments in the world. Yet no one knows who built it and when. The temple is actually a stupa, in a mandala fashion. One is supposed to walk through in a certain pattern to the summit to experience the phases of spiritual enhancement ingrained in its design. It consists of 9 stacked platforms, symbolizing the stages of spiritual enlightenment in Buddhism. The temple is topped by a central dome which is not to be climbed. The temple is decorated with a mind-blowing 2,672 intricately designed relief panels and an overwhelming 504 Buddha statues. The central dome is surrounded by 72 Buddha statues, each seated inside a perforated stupa that is a stone screen. The structure is based on indigenous beliefs that mountains and higher grounds are the abode of ancestral spirits. The structure has exceptional stonework and is considered to be a spiritual journey etched in stone. Astonishingly, it was constructed without any cement or adhesive material, and the construction work is speculated to have used volcanic rocks. What this means is that whoever built it laid the stone so perfectly in place that even multiple earthquakes and volcanic eruptions over centuries haven't harmed the temple. Currently, historians ascribe the construction of Borobudur to the Sailendra dynasty that is said to have begun circa 760 AD. However, the Sailendra dynasty itself is shrouded in mystery, its origins still unclear to modern historians. How could an ancient people undertake such a massive construction project with such impressive precision is a question that still baffles experts. Legends whisper of a mystical origin, claiming supernatural or alien forces aided in the temple's creation. And if you thought such theories to be far-fetched, there are some relief panels hidden among a myriad of others in this temple that allegedly depict the sightings of a UFO. Regardless, the allure of Borobudur remains an everlasting quest, beckoning adventurers and scholars to unravel its secrets and behold the wisdom hidden within its silent whispers. Mustang Caves. Hidden within the Himalayas in Nepal, 155 feet from the ground, are an estimated 10,000 man-made caves dug into the cliffside. They remain one of the world's greatest archaeological mysteries, as it is not known who built them and why. Some sit by themselves, a single open mouth on a vast corrugated face of weathered rock. Others are in groups, occasionally stacked 8 or 9 stories high, like an entire vertical neighborhood. Some were dug into cliffsides, others tunneled from above. Many are thousands of years old. And these haunting caves, where the forces of nature merge with ancient lore, hold a dark yet fascinating secret. A collection of human skeletons displaying precise cuts and lacerations. In the 1990s, a team of researchers from Nepal and the University of Cologne set out to explore these caverns. Their findings included partially mummified human remains believed to be thousands of years old. Further explorations in 2007 unveiled a treasure trove of Buddhist art, sculptures, manuscripts, pottery, and artifacts dating back to the 12th to 14th centuries. A subsequent expedition in 2008 unearthed more human skeletons, estimated to be 600 years old, along with paintings blending Buddhist and Bon writings. Were these meticulously delivered cuts acts of brutal savagery, or part of a timeless sacred ritual? Who were the masterminds behind these gruesome acts? In 2010, another group of explorers discovered an additional 27 human skeletons, their bones bearing distinct cut marks, indicating a ritualistic preparation process. The precision of these cuts was both eerie and impressive. After the preparation, the bodies were reverently placed on open wooden shelves, suggesting that these caves served as a sacred burial site following the Buddhist sky burial tradition. This ritual involved offering the bodies to vultures, symbolizing the cycle of life and death in harmony with nature. These practices find their roots in Tibetan and Zoroastrian customs, where animal offerings hold deep spiritual significance. Even accomplished climbers and explorers have had difficulty reaching and climbing into the caves, for it is loose rock and feels like it's crumbling while climbing. In fact, climbing into the caves is so dangerous, Corey Richards, an adventurer, lost his footing, fell and broke his back. On another assignment, videographer Lincoln Else was hit by a falling rock, fracturing his skull. The difficulties and dangers experienced by researchers raise the question as to how the original inhabitants managed to climb into the caves, let alone build them. Most of the sky caves in Mustang contain hidden chambers that have yet to be fully explored. It is rumored that some of the sky caves contain hidden treasures, either in the form of gold, other precious objects, or in the form of spiritual or cultural artifacts. Inscriptions that are written in languages or scripts that have not yet been fully understood have also been discovered. Few people have also reported strange noises or phenomena occurring in or around the sky caves, such as unexplained lights or sounds. Kuap Sky Fortress. Nestled in the mountains of northern Peru, far from the famed Machu Picchu, lies an even stranger structure, built by a culture far older than the Inca. The Chachapoyas, the cloud warriors of the Andes, built a great walled settlement named Kuap, a sky fortress hidden deep in the Andes. This intriguing walled stronghold was created in the 6th century AD, showcasing their remarkable stonework. But what lends a real sense of unease to this place are its mummies, the largest collection of undisturbed preserved bodies in Peru, hauntingly perched along the flat cliffs overlooking the fortress. The dead bodies are of the elites of Chachapoya civilization, standing high on cliffsides overlooking the valley settlements. More are being found to this day. Human occupation in the Kuap area started around 2,400 years ago, in 400 BC. Here, the Chachapoyas built their great fortress in the 6th century, adding most structures from around 900 AD to 1100 AD. Their desire was to dwell as close to the sky and their gods as possible. But this fortress was also the Chachapoya society's political center. They continued to build on this site right up to the Inca conquest during the 1400s. The site was abandoned after Spanish conquest in the 16th century and was only rediscovered in 1843. What they left behind was monumental and massive, a castle in the clouds almost 2,000 feet long, perched high in the Utcubamba River Valley, surrounded by stone walls 62 feet high. Inside the walls there are more than 550 structures, encompassing living quarters, ceremonial structures, and storage rooms. And it is here that we find evidence of some of their eerie practices, the Chachapoya's treatment of their dead. Numerous burials have been found inside the walls and in the circular structures. To date, over 100 skeletons have been discovered buried this way. But the most disturbing and visible impact the Chachapoyas left on the landscape comes from the cliffside burials. Tombs cut into the sheer rock surface and mummified remains held in gigantic anthropomorphic jars lend a haunting presence to the landscape. It is as if the dead are watching you from their inaccessible viewpoints high above. The method of transporting the deceased to their burial sites remains a mystery, considering the rugged and challenging terrain of the area. Placing the dead on steep cliff edges would undoubtedly have been a tough and perilous task, but the effect is as creepy as it is spectacular. Archaeologists believe that Kuap was a religious and political center of the Chachapoyas, but is that it? Did they live alongside their dead, buried in the walls? If the site was purely ceremonial, why such a strong focus on defense? If for trade, why so inaccessible and remote? Questions unanswered to this day. These unexplained ancient sites continue to beckon the curious, and the secrets of our past continue to inspire wonder and curiosity. If nothing else, these sites remind us of the ingenuity and imagination of those who came before us. To continue your ancient adventures, please subscribe to our channel and press the notification icon. Until next time, this is Ancient Secrets.